LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers are allowing 109.8 points per 100 possessions this season, the second worst defensive effort in the NBA behind the 13-33 Sacramento Kings. AP photo, Darren Cummings. File. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a mess. They were blown out by the Oklahoma City Thunder by 24 points on Saturday night, the Cavs' 10th loss in 14 games, and marked the third time in the last 5 defeats they lost by 20 or more points, and faced the San Antonio Spurs, the fourth best team in the West. On Tuesday night, the futility sparked a fiery team meeting before Monday's practice, during which several players challenged the legitimacy of the illness Kevin Love claimed forced him from the game against the Thunder 3 minutes into the contest. Infighting is a terrible sign for a team trying to right the ship. And with the Feb. 8 trade deadline fast approaching, Cleveland must make some changes if they are to get back to the NBA Finals and be competitive in a playoff series against the Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, or perhaps Thunder. The Cavaliers' problems begin and end with defense. Cleveland is allowing 109.8 points per 100 possessions this season, the second worst defensive effort in the NBA behind the 13-33 Sacramento Kings, and 4.2 points per 100 possessions worse than the league average, 105.6, which doesn't inspire confidence in their postseason outlook. According to research compiled by NumberFire, of the 76 NBA Finals participants since the 1979-80 season, none had defensive ratings this bad when compared to the league average. I think you start with transition defense. I think you start with pick-and-roll defense. I think you start with individual, one-on-one defense. But that we just got to be better collectively, Cleveland coach Ty Lue told reporters following Sunday's practice, which was one day after a 148-124 home loss to Oklahoma City. Lue is right on all counts. His team allows 1 points per possession in transition, ranking them 17th out of the league's 30 teams in 2017-18. They allow 96 points per possession against the pick and roll, 24th, and a league worst 1 points allowed per possession in isolation. That's in addition to allowing a 50% effective field goal rate on opposing jump shots, 24th, and a woeful 61% field goal rate around the basket, 30th. Their star, LeBron James, is known more for his offensive talent, but he is allowing almost a point per possession against when tabbed as the closest defender, putting him in the bottom 20% of the NBA. Only Jay Crowder is a worse defender on the team this season, allowing 0 points per possession. With problems this broad and deep, it's unlikely one player can come in and turn this around. According to Mark Stein of the New York Times, Cleveland is pursuing separate deals for Los Angeles Clippers center DeAndre Jordan and Kings point guard George Hill. Both may help, but neither is enough to turn this thing around. Jordan is better at defending the rim this season. 0 points allowed per possession, 48.6% field goal rate against, than anyone on the Cavs, and would give Cleveland an intimidating presence in the center of the defense that could also rebound. Jordan's 5 contested rebounds per game is second in the NBA to Andre Drummond, 7.0, and almost 2 more per game than Love, who leads the Cavs in this metric. Better rim protection could improve some of the defense by the wings by allowing them to play a bit tighter on the shooter. But Cleveland is still allowing an effective field goal rate of 48.3% to players taking a guarded catch-and-shoot attempt. So while the rate of those attempts that are guarded may go up, the Cavs are still only average at stopping them. Jordan is also the worst at defending players in isolation. Minimum 50 possessions faced, allowing 2 points per possession in these situations this season. Plus, Jordan could opt out of his contract this summer and test free agency, leaving Cleveland with a high-priced rental with no guarantee he can improve the defense enough to make it worthwhile. Hill has been an effective defender against the ball handler on the pick and roll. 0.68 points allowed per possession, top 13% of the NBA, and spot-up shooters. 0.96 points allowed per possession, top half of the league, but still allows 0.87 points per possession when cited as the closest defender. That's higher than the defense Isaiah Thomas is providing since his return. 0.70 points allowed per possession, and only a slight improvement over backup point guard Derrick Rose. 0.9. In addition, Hill's durability is in question. The 32-year-old has played more than 50 games just once from 2014-15 to 2016-17 with concussion and various injury concerns. For a team like Cleveland that is already the oldest in the league, the risk here might be more than the reward. Charlotte Hornets point guard Kemba Walker might be available, but team majority owner Michael Jordan told Rick Bonnell of the Charlotte Observer he would not trade Walker for anything but an all-star player. Besides, Walker is just an average defender this season. 0.9 points allowed per possession. 57% of NBA players are better this season. So what's the solution? There isn't any. At least not one that remedies the situation quickly enough to get the team back on track. The good news is the team doesn't need to be elite defensively to get back in contention. 2 seasons ago they beat the Warriors in the finals after finishing the regular season 10th in defensive rating, allowing 102.3 points per 100 possessions. Last season they finished 22nd, allowing 108 points per 100 possessions. But time is running out, and the margin for error is slim. The Cavaliers are 27-18 and in third place in the Eastern Conference, 6 games behind the first-place Boston Celtics. Yet their security is a bit misleading, as they are as close to second place 4 games behind the Toronto Raptors as they are 8th place 4 games ahead of the Philadelphia 76ers. Besides, the Raptors are one of the most balanced teams in the NBA this year. No. 4 on offense and no. 6 on defense, while the top seed in the East, the Boston Celtics, lead the league in defensive rating, 99.7, making both squads better suited to a deep playoff run. I'm not a red flag guy. I'm not a concerned guy, James told Tom Withers of the Associated Press. I'm a guy that thinks it's going to get better. Hurry up, because time is running out. Read more on the NBA. Kristaps Porzingis still finds New York breathtaking. For Knicks fans, the feeling is mutual. Amid the smoldering ash of Jason Kidd's Bucks tenure sits the NBA's best open coaching job. Kobe Bryant's Oscar nod rings awkward in a year Hollywood is hyper-focused on sexual assault. Barea fires back at John Wall after a mid-it remark. I don't think his teammates like him. How Lance Stevenson, a brash Brooklyn streetball legend, found a home in humble Hoosier country.